Hey everybody, just got back from a friend of mine's birthday dinner, and I'm driving home thinking, wow, I can't wait to go check out some of my sites, see what this updated BP oil spill is, knowing darn well they don't have it under control. It's all just to make you feel happy. I had CNN on, I was flipping through a few channels on the way earlier today. Oh, at 4 o'clock we're going to hear a little update. No, you're not. The update is, oh, they're going to test for another 24 hours. They wouldn't be doing this if everything was fine. They said originally they wanted 8, 9, 10,000, somewhere around there, pounds of pressure. They got 6,500. 48 hours later, or whatever it was, I think it was 48 hours, day and a half, whatever it ended up being, the pressure goes from 6,500, or excuse me, 6,700, only up 75 more psi. So 6,700 goes to 6,775. For over a day and a half worth of having this thing capped off. Obviously, the thing's leaking. What did Lindsey Williams say? There is a blowout. This thing you are seeing is crap. The real ones of concern, specifically one of them is around 10 miles away. Specifically, 10 miles away, and is the one of concern. This thing like you're seeing on TV is garbage. That's exactly what Matt Simmons has been saying since day one, well over a month ago. Matter of fact, after the thing happened, shortly after, that's when he came out. Again, Matt Simmons is the guy that was on the Council on Foreign Relations. He's been to the Bilderberg Group meetings. This guy knows the elite. You don't go to those meetings. You don't get to be in the CFR, Council on Foreign Relations, unless the Rockefellers and the big boys want you there, because that's who created the CFR and the Trilateral Commission was the Rockefellers. Long story, completely off topic, really, kind of, for the purpose of this video, anyways, regarding the oil leak. But you do need a little history so you understand. This guy, when he came out, Matt Simmons, came out and said, hey, you're being lied to, this is nonsense, there's going to be evacuations of people, and I want to say he said 20 to 40 million people. He says, what a shame when that happens. And it's already basically on the books. It's on a timeline, according to him anyways, in so many words. After he had come out and mentioned a few of those things, and mentioned the seafloor is cracked, and it's coming out miles away, specifically again, he said 10 miles away is the big leak. You are looking at the left hand, right? The left hand's over here. Put all the cameras over here. We're working. We're trying to fix the leak. We're drilling, blah, blah, blah. But over here, where the right hand is, this is the 10-mile leak, so to speak. And the 10-mile away leak is the big one. So watch this. This is July 18th. I'm at 10:26 p.m. And here we are in CNN, same date, July 18th, 2010, 10 p.m. So this is 27 minutes ago. And let's back up here a little bit.
BP's integrity test of its new cap will now go on until at least tomorrow afternoon. And meantime, BP says one of two relief wells is just a few feet from intercepting the crippled well, and there's still millions of gallons of oil to clean up. This controlled burnout in the Gulf was about 10 miles northeast of the well site. The huge...
What's that? I'm sorry. Where did he say that was again? Let's try that again.
Burnout in the Gulf was about 10 miles northeast of the well site.
Oh, so they're burning 10 miles away. No kidding. You don't say. Could this be the 10-mile away leak that's coming right out of the ocean or the Gulf floor, straight up, and they're burning it there so that you and I don't see this massive oil coming out and then spreading out even more? Because everyone's going to say, wait a minute. Hey, hold on a second. For the last 2.5 days now, going on 3 now, since it's Sunday, going on 3 days, wait a minute. You guys had that cap on the whole time, and you've been saying there's not really anything coming out of the seafloor that's really noticeable. Therefore, all oil has stopped spewing into the Gulf. All of the news media, all of the mainstream media, all day long, that's all I heard. And they would twist the story just a little bit so that it gives you the hope that, hey, it's capped, so far so good, things are looking good. All of a sudden, the 8, 9, 10,000 pounds of pressure is no longer good. Forget that. 6,775 is good. Now they're okay with that. Bullshit. Who are you news people take us for? A bunch of freaking idiots? Then again, that's probably accurate because, again, 1 out of 5 people Americans think that the Earth stays still and the sun revolves around the Earth. Having said that, that's pretty sad, especially when the revolution comes out of this mess and other financial problems that are going to cause the revolution. Absolutely guaranteed. These bozos will be relied upon to take their country back. And these guys don't, 1 out of 5 don't even know that. Everybody's obese. Everybody's living this fake, this illusionary life like this is just normal, everything's normal. Anyways, I could write a whole freaking video blog on that. So I just stopped this. Anyways, that, again, CNN just was half hour ago. There's the date, time. They're burning this thing now 10 miles offshore. Why do you suppose they're doing that? Because that's the source of the oil, and if they can burn it off right there, number one, they're not going to get fined by the government, and I believe it's $1,000 per barrel. I believe that's what I've been told, what I've read about. I thought it was per gallon, but there's no way they're going to have to pay $1,000 for a gallon. A gallon is nothing. It's probably it's probably a barrel. $1,000 a barrel, let's say. They're burning it right out of the ground. Therefore, there's no measurement. This doesn't count. They're not going to have to pay fines for this. Absolutely not. So again, look at the left hand over here. Hey, how you doing? While the right hand over here is actually doing the deed. That's how they operate with everything. 9/11, 2001, Flight 93. We were told the brave passengers fought those pesky terrorists, but they lost, and the plane nosedived into a field. And the whole time, cameras, news helicopters, everything was right there looking at this little tiny hole in the ground with a big scar as if the plane scratched into the ground and crashed. And I happened to look at, after that, because someone brought up a good point, they were looking at Microsoft Terra Server, which is a satellite imaging software that's free. Go online and use it. And they had maps from 1994 of that area. Would you believe there's a massive scar dug into the ground at precisely the exact spot that Flight 93 allegedly went nosedive right into the ground, right into the scar, and left this little tiny crater. The reason most people didn't question this crater is because it was in the scar. So it looked like this plane came down, scratched, crashed, whatever. There was no real debris. There was like nothing there. The coroner showed up and said, I don't even know why I'm here. And the news people were like, what do you mean? He's like, there's no bodies, there's no blood, there's nothing here. And then later he had to retract that statement. 8 miles away or so, or several miles away, people living in that area had said, we see debris all over the place from the sky. It just was everywhere. Came down in their yards everywhere. And the debris pattern was 8 miles long. Planes that crash into the ground don't leave debris trails 8 miles long. Planes that are blown up out of the sky will leave debris trails that long, and sometimes longer depending on the height that it was flying at, the altitude. Why am I telling you this? Because of an oil spill. Because the left hand, the fake hand of Flight 93 was focusing on this little tiny turd of a crater in the ground, which satellite images, as I told you, showed this scar was already there in 1994. So you're going to tell me that these terrorists and these guys got in a fight and they made the plane crash precisely in this perfectly laid out place? Absolutely perfect. Wrong. We thought that was the story. The real story is that they had to shoot the thing out of the sky as per protocol, rather than tell the American sheeple, an F-16 dispatched to this flight knocked it out of the sky. It's per protocol. Sorry we had to kill these people on board, but more people would have died if we didn't. That's what you should have heard, because that's the honest truth, and it makes sense, as sad as it is. To make these people who died a fake hero, they fought the terrorists, they almost won, but they didn't. It's always a lie. Just like this damn BP thing. We almost got it. The well cap's on. It's looking good. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we got to postpone that a little bit. Oh, but good news. This other part, it's back on, and we got to postpone it again. We're looking at some new seismic graphs. Oh, okay. But it looks good. So far, so good. Right? Get the fake smile on the fake newscasters' faces out there with a little earpiece in their ear, with their hair blocking it so you can't see them, listening to what some bozo is telling them to say, or them reading on a screen what to say. It's complete fake. The whole reality that we live is a goddamn lie. It's all fake. And again, not again, because I don't know if I've mentioned this, the movie The Matrix. You have got to watch the first Matrix, 1999, and listen to what that movie was really about. It will blow your mind. Forget how cool it was and all that stuff. Just listen to the message about how they are trying to unplug people from the Matrix. And the people who are plugged into the Matrix will fight them. They don't want to lose their world. They don't want to know their little world is a false reality. But it's stuff like this little oil leak, that slaps the shit out of you in the face. If you're one of those people who just, I don't want to look at it, I don't want to look at it, everything's fine, leave me alone, I'm in my little world, I'm not going to leave you alone, and neither is reality. And when you get punched in the face with reality, what are you going to say? Anyways, BP lying again, busted again, 10 miles offshore, just as a conspiracy theorist said so, which means this son of a gun's probably going to be nuked, by the way, sooner or later. Anyways, take care.